Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Off-Farm Income Podcast. Thank you very much for joining us here again today on our YouTube channel. Well, today we've got a special interview with Laurie Fleck. She is the president and CEO of FLM Harvest, a multifaceted marketing consulting agency that helps people and companies in agriculture. And we're going to be talking about a special program they have called Seed to Succeed, and it is all about a $75,000 grant of time for FLM Harvest duties and services to help nonprofits in agriculture grow and succeed. It's a great program. It's a great interview. We're going to jump into it for you right now. Laurie, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Oh, glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Well, I am excited to speak with you. And you know, in my world, I come across the name FLM Harvest all the time. And I've always been curious and wanted to know more about the company. So when I saw what you're doing with Seed to Succeed, I thought, well, this is a great opportunity to learn more and to profile something great that you're doing. So I really do appreciate what you're doing and you coming on the show.
Oh, first of all, thank you for having me and representing the firm. And it's also nice to hear that you've heard of us. So I appreciate that as well.
Well, let's introduce you to everybody. So tell us a little bit about you personally. What's your life outside of FLM Harvest, and a little bit about your background with agriculture.
Sure. I have been in the marketing and communication space for 30 years now. Yes, I'm acknowledging my 30 years existence. I'm not saying 25 plus anymore. But to have been working in the space, supporting producers, government entities, commercial organizations on behalf of North American agriculture for my entire career. Okay. And that has been at agencies, advertising agencies, consultancies, marketing consultancies, and also companies as well in support. Everything from grower checkoff organizations in support of their work and their initiatives to manufacturing side of the business and what's needed to actually produce the crop to advocacy platforms on behalf of the industry. So wow. Glad to have been part of it for 30 years. Iowa State graduate, so yes.
Okay.
It's near and dear to my heart.
Very cool. Iowa State. Is that the Hawkeyes? Is that right?
Cyclones.
Oh my goodness.
That's all right.
I just ruined the whole interview. Half my fan base just left. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
All right.
Okay. Very interesting. Now, FLM Harvest, what is the history with this company? Tell me, help everybody understand what it is you do and take that opportunity.
Sure, thank you. FLM Harvest is a full service marketing communications agency. Our approach to actually business is supporting clients, like I mentioned, my background, everything from grower checkoff organizations and the platforms and the messages that they need to deliver within their constituency, and all the way through the channel downstream to consumer audiences, right? We support that all the way through. Okay. To even supporting educational platforms, webinars, and messages on behalf of growers associations and businesses in the space, to even doing the ads to promote products to growers. So we cover the full gamut from learning and development, market research, all the way through to the messaging at the various stakeholders.
Okay, very good. So FLM Harvest is the voice, I guess, behind what we see when it comes to agriculture and agricultural industry and things like that, it sounds like.
I work really hard to represent the industry. You are correct.
Very good. Okay. Well, it's so interesting every time I dive into something like this to find out all the different wheels and cogs that are going on behind the scenes to make everything work. And you're bringing up educating people about agriculture and how it really works and how it benefits folks. To me, is hugely important. And that's kind of what drives me at the Off-Farm Income podcast. And so it sounds like there's got to be a similar motivation for you and for FLM Harvest.
Oh, most definitely. We're pretty specific about our purpose as an organization, about actually growing understanding and those educational gaps that happen all the way through the
Mm-hmm.
from the farm to the table, and the education that needs to take place. And Seed to Succeed, what you're interviewing me about, is actually one of the outputs of us believing that we need to actually support nonprofit organizations in that endeavor.
Okay. Well, let's just jump into that then. That is the reason that I wanted to speak with you. Is your program Seed to Succeed? If you could explain to everybody what that is.
Sure. So, Seed to Succeed, we've actually been doing this for a couple years now. And Seed to Succeed is what it is we're actually in support of nonprofit organizations, 501c3 entities, where we actually are asking people to apply for a submission to receive $75,000 worth of time, a
Okay.
grant, if you will, where we can actually support and give back to farm and food organizations. And the type of work that we do is everything from traditional promotion work, it's go to market activity on behalf of entrepreneurship organizations, to anything they really need to kind of strengthen their foundation, whether we talked about whether it be education, whether it be event support, you name it, kind of cover the gamut in support of those types of organizations.
Okay. So there are, just to break this down a little bit, there are nonprofit organizations or people with an idea. They want to develop a nonprofit to support agriculture, to accomplish something in agriculture that is going to benefit the folks in ag, and you're backing that up with the Seed to Succeed grant, if you will, the $75,000 in time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so there's an application that we ask people to fill out, and they can apply for it at FLMHarvest.com. That's our website again, FLM Harvest, one word.com,
Okay.
by June 30th, if they are a 501c3 entity, right?
Okay.
And then we are going to be reviewing those applications, and we will be awarding one recipient of that $75,000 worth of time.
And so you'll obviously be helping that 501c3 to grow, to spread their message, to market, all of that through the donation of time or the grant of time.
Yeah. Now it's I don't know, Matt, if you think it would be helpful, but when maybe if I share some past
That'd
recipients,
be
people
great.
might get a better understanding of the type of things we do.
Yeah, I think that'd be wonderful. Go ahead.
Sure, sure. So last year we actually awarded two recipients, great organizations to work with. The first one was an organization called Grow North out of the Twin Cities here, where
Mm-hmm.
I'm based. And we provided marketing and promotion materials for their 2019 Food and Agriculture Entrepreneur Conference that took place in
Mm-hmm.
the Twin Cities. We help them with participants. We help them with promotional material. We even had one of our colleagues actually present at their conference in the area of social media. So we're part of the speaker engagement as well. We also worked with an organization called Project Evergreen that's headquartered out of Ohio. They are a nonprofit, let's make sure I get this right, that works to revitalize parks and public green space in urban
Okay.
areas, right? They provide free lawn care, landscape services to military families that have been deployed for services.
Oh, wow.
They also do quite a bit of other work, but that's the area that we were focused on their behalf. Um, so last year, they utilized that time to update all their promotion material and some of their website content. So we supported them with that. In the past, we have also worked with Partners for Food Safety Education. This was a fun one. We helped them launch a game app
Hmm.
to teach kids about food safety practices.
Okay.
So that was a great one. We've also worked with the Southern peanut growers, and that included a recipe contest, and that was about promoting the benefits of peanut butter.
Hmm.
And if you remember, there was a period of time, I think it was around 2010 or a little bit later, to which the peanut industry was under quite a bit of scrutiny with
Hmm.
recalls.
Oh,
So
okay.
we were in, yep,
Yep.
and even allergies. So they had an educational message that we needed to get out, and we used a recipe contest as a springboard for that discussion. So we also have supported the Ag Chat Foundation,
Mm-hmm.
helping them launch programs to harness technology
Mm-hmm.
about connectivity around ag professionals. That was a nice one we worked on. We've also helped the Farm Journal Foundation, and that was the initial sum of building their awareness and starting some reach communication efforts on behalf of the Farm Journal Foundation. So just an example of
Yeah.
some past partners that we've worked with. So you can see we kind of cover the gamut
Mm-hmm.
and the type of support we've provided through this Seed to Succeed initiative.
Absolutely, yeah. And the last two, Ag Chat and Farm Journal, are two that I'm really familiar with. And Ag Chat, I think I've participated in that before. If I'm thinking of the right organization, do they do like a Tuesday night chat all about agriculture on Twitter? Is that one of the
I,
things they do?
I believe that that's their current one of their current platforms
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, so I've participated in that, and all very good for supporting ag and helping people understand ag and learning about different issues in agriculture. That is great. So right now, in my audience, there could be somebody because Laurie, to explain my show, it started with the inspiration of me starting my own business, and that led me to an agricultural lifestyle, which I've been trying to figure out how to make happen. And so then trying to help other people figure out how they could make the same thing happen for themselves. And so there's quite possibly somebody in my audience somewhere in the United States right now who their vision of how to make their agricultural lifestyle start is a nonprofit. And
Right.
this could be the springboard. This might be something they could be awarded this year or maybe 5 years down the road. Who knows? But something they need to know about that could help them springboard and get them into that lifestyle, but also help so many other people in agriculture.
I tell you what, I so applaud you, and I know my colleagues at the agency do as well. Applaud you for actually putting this message out because um, it's core to who we are as an
Mm-hmm.
agency, as a business. We believe that the best way for agricultural entrepreneurs to grow, establish and grow and build their businesses is through cooperation and coalitions, and that's part of this work as well. We have a trusted board of advisors that we reach out to. Not only our team members provide the support, but we also have a board of advisors that we weigh heavily upon into support this category and supporting agriculture and entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
We've got people on this board, everything from large producers, both on the livestock and row crop and specialty crop, all the way to people who've been affiliated supporting USDA,
Mm-hmm.
to even all the way to the grocery store. So there's a team of people. Should people want to apply for this Seed to Succeed, we draw on some pretty high-powered individuals in
Yeah.
support of this. So I encourage people to reach out to us.
Well, are you able to give any tips or suggestions for folks that would enhance their chances of success?
Oh, um, yes. And by the way, Matt, I wasn't even anticipating that question, but that's a fabulous question.
Sorry
How
about
we
that.
select it, right? So it's a selection process, and last year we had over 20 people that applied. And what we do is we have our broad agency team and board of advisors take a look at the space and the needs, and we actually look at how we best can fulfill those needs, right? Because we
Mm-hmm.
want it to be we really want to do well on behalf of these organizations. So the clear individuals can be about what they think success looks like
Mm-hmm.
and how they want to use the hours, the better we can see the gap we'd be able to fill, right? So the clearer they can be, the better is
Sure.
hands down the best advice.
Sure. Okay, so be very clear, not ambiguous, but this is how we will use your services. So I would assume having a good knowledge of what FLM Harvest offers would be important in filling out that application as well.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay.
Very much.
Very cool. Well, so I know your time is very, very valuable, and I know you're running. Being president and CEO of an organization like this, it keeps you very busy. Are there any exciting things on the horizon you can tell us about? Any clients you want to brag about, or anything like that? While we have a minute or two left.
Oh, um, you know, when people go and check out FLM Harvest and our website and our clients, I think people will find that we support over 40 organizations in the food and ag space. That is our sweet spot. But our core work really starts at the farm with the producer and builds all the way up. You will see that we've got some incredible associations that we support, from the Mushroom Council to Watermelon. We also support project work for a lot of, like, the Hazelnut organization, if you will. We've done some work on behalf of that group in the past, all the way up to broadacre row crop. So I proud to say that the agency does a nice job representing the spectrum and the gamut for agriculture, all the way through even risk management and ag finance. So
Wow.
yeah, so we are dedicated to the space, and that's why we thought Seed to Succeed is really important to us, to continue to give back to ag entrepreneurs.
All right. Well, one last time, where can people go to find out more information or to find out how to apply for Seed to Succeed?
Great. So they can apply at flmharvest.com by June 30th. And it's a simple submission form. And again, as clear as possible on what you think you might be utilizing that time for. And it's right there on our website, and all the details are there.
Okay.
flmharvest.com.
Awesome. Well, I will link to that as well on my website when this episode comes out. And thank you so much for taking the time to explain this, Laurie, and to talk about FLM Harvest, but also for doing what you're doing. I think it's great. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Matt, it's nice to meet you. I appreciate the time.
Well, thank you for joining us, everybody. Thank you for being here on our YouTube channel, and thank you to Laurie Fleck for joining us today. As always, enjoy your journey to the ultimate lifestyle business, agriculture.